Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on the American FactFinder database. I'm Ashley Dover, a reference librarian with Kanawha County Public Library. I'm here today to teach you how best to utilize American FactFinder by showing you some search tools and techniques of the database, hopefully making it much easier for you to use. American FactFinder helps people find various statistics about the U.S. population. These statistics can be helpful for a class assignment, personal information, or as supporting information in grant proposals. This is definitely a very useful database. American FactFinder is part of the U.S. Census Bureau and can be found through going to census.gov. Data for American FactFinder comes from various sources. It comes from the Decennial Census, the American Community Survey, the American Housing Survey, and the Economic Survey. So the very first thing I would do once you get to American FactFinder, which you can find by going to factfinder.census.gov or by simply Googling American FactFinder, is I would look to the right-hand corner. It's going to give you some frequently asked questions, a glossary, and a help tab. I would start with the glossary tab. This is going to be helpful for you when you are searching or helping you understand the material as you search through the database if you're not familiar with census terminology. So let's go to D in the glossary, and we're going to look under Decennial Census. We just talked about that as the data for American FactFinder partially comes from the Decennial Census. So let's see what that is. The Decennial Census is the census of population and housing taken by the Census Bureau in the years ending in 0. So they did one in 2010, and they'll do another one in 2020, every 10 years. The Constitution actually requires that a census be taken every 10 years. It impacts our government because it is done for the purpose of reportioning the U.S. House of Representatives. So depending on the population of your area, it could affect the number of representatives that you will have. So the decennial census is not only for informational purposes, but it is also impacts our government. So let's look at another term. Let's go under P this time, and we're going to look at per capita income. Say you're doing a search and this term comes up and you're not exactly sure how that's calculated. You can go to the glossary of terms and find out that per capita income is the average obtained by dividing aggregate income by total population of area. So those are ways that you can use the glossary as you search. I would look at it before you start your searches just to be familiar with how it works and what type of terminology is included. Now let's go to the Help button. The Help button is going to show you how to use American FactFinder. In addition to using this tutorial, I would also recommend doing their Help tab and finding out how they say is best to use American FactFinder. It's going to show you, it has a virtual tour, and it gives you the 4 paths to census data and how to get started using those paths, as well as some more in-depth information as well. So those are definitely 2 tabs that I would use before you ever even start searching in American FactFinder. So we're going to start our searches today with a community fact search. This is a very basic search in American FactFinder. We're going to look at Columbia, South Carolina. You can see as we start to type in Columbia, it's going to come up, it's going to auto-populate with other places. This is not South Carolina, so we want to keep typing. And you can see then it starts to come up with Columbia City, South Carolina. That's what we want. So we're going to click Go. And this is going to give you a very quick summary of the population from the 2010 decennial census, as well as popular tables for this geography, meaning Columbia, South Carolina. From the 2010 census, these are popular tables. The 2016 is going to have the demographic and housing estimates, and 2017 popular table is the annual population estimates. You do have the option to either bookmark or save this page or to print it. One helpful tab from this page is the quick facts page. So if you click on that, it will lead you to a quick summary page where you can find out a little bit more about Columbia, South Carolina data, but still not very in-depth. So let's try to do, it's not coming up, let's try it again. Columbia, South Carolina. And you can see that it has taken our search term, and you can see here it is. And this is going to show the population for Columbia, as well as more demographic information, race and Hispanic origin, population characteristics such as veterans, housing, and so forth and so on. So this table can be helpful for somebody who is wanting to get basic information, some statistics about Columbia, but doesn't want to do a lot of in-depth searching. So the quick facts tab is a good way to get that information. So we're going to go back out to our main screen, and we're going to look at guided searching. Guided searching is the best way to use American FactFinder if you're not familiar with it. It gives you a step-by-step and kind of holds your hand in your searching as you're going through. So you can see there are different tabs that you can choose. You're looking for information about housing or business, but we're going to look for information about people. So we want to make sure that that circle is clicked, and we're going to choose next. And then you can see it comes up with several different categories that we can use. So these are subject terms that it's going to allow us to search. And so we're going to pick education. We want to find out about the educational attainment in Columbia, South Carolina. So we're going to click on educational attainment, and you can see that it has taken our search selection. It has taken that, and we'll go to next. And we're going to look for county. We want to find out about Richland County in particular. So we're going to choose our geographic type as county, and we have to choose state first, so we'll choose South Carolina, and then we can choose Richland County. And you can see again that it has taken our search parameters. So this is asking us if we're looking for race and ethnic group data. We're not at this point, so we're going to skip this step. And you can see that it comes up with several tables. However, the suggested search results for educational attainment are going to be starred. So these are the tables they're recommending that we look at. So we'll look at this one first. And you can see when this table comes up that it is Richland County, South Carolina. It breaks it down by male, female, the total percentage, and it tells you how many total and how many males and how many females have a bachelor's degree, 18 to 24, and then it goes down also to 25 years and older and breaks it down so you can find out associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, graduate, or professional degrees. So next we're going to choose an advanced search. We've done the guided search, which was the hand-holding sort of search. We've done the community facts, which was a very brief summary of the demographics of Columbia. But now we want to do a little bit more advanced search, and we want to possibly compare areas. This is where the advanced searching is useful. It will let you compare areas of your search. So for example, say we want to search for age. It will allow us to look at different states and different counties So we're going to clear our selections from our last search. And we're going to choose our topics. Here are our subjects that it's going to allow us to search for. And we're going to look for people. And we're going to choose age group as our subject term. And we're going to choose specifically older population. We want to see what is the percentage of older population living in Columbia, South Carolina. So let's choose our demographic. We'll actually choose state. We'll just look at the state of South Carolina. So you can see that it's taken my search parameter of South Carolina. And let's compare that to West Virginia, just to give us a comparison. So you can see now we've got our states of South Carolina and West Virginia chosen. We're going to close this search box. And again, now it's got our suggested search results for our older population. It comes up with 5 different tables. Let's choose the top one. We want to look at 60 years and over. And you can see that it has compared now South Carolina to West Virginia. And you can see the median age in South Carolina is 38.8. And you can see over here that the median age for West Virginia is 41.9. So it's a few years older in West Virginia than it is in South Carolina. And again, you have the options to bookmark, save, print, and then you can even download these tables. Once you get to the advanced and guided searches, you have the option to download the tables that you produce. So now we're back at the main page and we've done our advanced search. We're going to look at a few other tools here at the end of the tutorial. We're going to look at the Download Center really quickly. Just to let you know that it's there. I'm not going to go into great detail today, but the Download Center gives you access to tables for predefined groups of geographies and prepackaged data sets. However, I recommend doing your own data pulling. I recommend that you go in and you set your parameters for your search because you're going to get more precise results that way. If you look at a prepackaged data set, you might get what you're after, but if you choose your search parameters, then you will definitely get what you're after. So I recommend doing those advanced and guided searches to get the more precise information for your research. Now, if you scroll down the page, you'll see that there's some more information here. One other search function that is useful with American FactFinder is entering a street address for searching. And the reason that this is useful is because it will show you down to a specific street even, which is helpful in looking at census tracts, meaning that it can look at a very specific area, like your specific neighborhood, which can be useful for, again, for grants. That sort of information is really useful. Could be useful for information regarding research, if you were looking very specifically at a demographic area. So we're going to look at the downtown Richland County Library address. And this is their address, and we're going to click Go. And it takes a moment to load, so just be patient with it. And you can see that it's geographies containing this address. And that'll be lots of geographies. It's going to include state geographies, county geographies, city geographies, but we want to get down to the census tract. Again, just down to that very specific area. So we're going to choose census tract. And we're going to close our tab over here to bring up our tables. And we're going to look at age and sex of the area. So we're going to click on that. And you can see for Census Tract 31, Richland County, the age demographics for that area. There's a total population of 956 people in that area. And you can see that 32.1% of them are age 20 to 29. So say the library doesn't currently have much programming for young adults, but they want to start a book club for 20 to 29-year-olds, that sort of age group, but they need a grant to do so. So it's not in their budget and they want to do a grant for this. Then they can use this sort of statistic to prove that they have a large percentage of their population is within that age group. So this is really handy. The very last thing I'm going to show you, there's tons of information on this website. So the help tool, again, use the help tool to help you navigate this database. But the very last thing I want to show you is that you do have the option to also use reference maps to draw selected geographic boundaries for an area. This is helpful for people who are visual, who know a specific street area that they want. Then they can choose that area. So I'm not going to do a demonstration today on that, but I did want to let you know it's there. The results that you get are very similar to the address search that we just did. The same sort of county, city, tract data, but it is searched in a map format. So that is available. And again, so there's tons of information on American FactFinder, so many great statistics that you can use for so many different purposes. It's a great resource that we have available, and I hope that this tutorial has helped you feel a little more comfortable with using American FactFinder. Again, remember the help tools as well, the tutorials that they offer will help you also navigate this database. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to help you. Again, I'm Ashley Dover, the reference librarian at Kanawha County Public Library, and you can contact me through the library phone number or email. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.